friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well, they're no friends of mine.
7:50 in the morning. Welcome back to the morning show. And that, of course, you're listening to pop icons, Men Without Hats from the 80s, and they are back. And we are thrilled to have Ivan with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Welcome to the show, and congratulations on a new record and a new tour.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like to be back out on the road?
It's great. It was like riding a bicycle. I'm just so happy to be back. It's a lot of fun.
What are the audiences like?
They've been great. They've been a combination of our old fans who've been waiting like quite a while to see us, but they're bringing their kids this time, so it's doubly fun.
You know what's so neat is that when you talk about them bringing their kids, is that the music is still there. It's still out there. It's been featured on a number of shows, on Glee and on Family Guy.
Yeah.
I have a daughter who's 17 years old, and she saw she saw the characters on, I think it was on Family Guy, do the dance. And I said, this is a great band from the 80s. So does it feel like you haven't really been gone?
It's been it's been great. I have a 9-year-old son who saw us, who discovered us on through the Disney Channel on the Crazy Frog videos. So he knew kind of who I was, but when he saw the Crazy Frog video, I really became somebody.
Now you're famous.
Now I'm famous. Yeah,
that's right.
There you go.
Well, when you hear that song and your other hits, what goes through your mind when you hear back?
Well, that's one of the motivations that got me back on the road, was hearing commercials and Simpsons and 70s Show and everything like that, and also hearing a lot of 80s influence in the music now. I think it's come back, and I think it's because 80s is a dance music and people still need to dance.
And speaking of the 80s, the music videos were so fun back then. Do you miss making that kind of stuff now that everything is on YouTube and it has to go viral and it's very short?
It was a fun time. That video is kind of, it's hard to date because it's hard to date a medieval themed video. So it's a different world now, but it's still a lot of fun.
So you went back, when you went back into the studio, you decided, I want to make a record that sounds like it came from 1982?
Yeah, we went there with the express purpose of making a record that sounded like it was recorded 2 weeks after Safety Dance, just updated in the sound a bit in a modern studio kind of thing. And we've been playing the songs live, and it's been great because they're kind of fits seamlessly with the old stuff, and only our diehard fans know which is which.
And finding that right recipe is so incredibly challenging. How do you find, in terms of finding that timeless song like Safety Dance? You can hear it, if you heard it now, it could come out as if it could come out today, right?
Yeah, I think it's people still need to hear that they can dance if they want to. I think it's kind of a timeless message, and I think that's what gave the song its staying power.
But in terms of finding that song today, how do you find that right melody, the right tune?
Well, you're always looking to write the next big one too. That's why we do this business. We're just
Did you know
always looking.
When you wrote that one, when you laid that track down in the 80s, that, well, I got something here. I got some lightning in a bottle. I mean, how did that all?
We were all actually in the studio making our second record, the follow-up, when the whole thing hit, when the dance mix hit #1 on the Billboard charts and everything like that. So we didn't know ourselves that it was going to happen, and we're really happy it did.
And overnight, you guys are, a worldwide sensation. I mean, what did that do to your life?
It kind of changed it, especially the MTV video thing. From one day to the next, I was being recognized in shopping centers and stuff like that. And that was just the power of video back then. There weren't too many out there when we started, and there was only 3 or 4 videos on MTV, so it was pretty heavy rotation on top of it. It was good.
I don't know how many people know this, but Ivan, obviously you know it. You guys were rejected by every Canadian record label that you went out to, and you had to go to the UK to make it.
Yeah, the record came out on import. People had to pay $15 in those days to get our records. We ended up on a label that had rejected us in the first place, so it was pretty funny, but that's what happens.
Talk about the new Men Without Hats. I mean, there you are, and you got some sort of hired guns, you kind of call them,
hired
right?
guns, yeah, kind of. I think that came from the cowboy hat that I was wearing in the picture. But no, I'm living out west now. I live in Victoria, and I've found West Coast musicians, and I got 3 young people playing with me now, and keep me young too.
Yeah, that's true. It's very true.
Well, what are you listening to? I mean, we always need to dance, as you said.
Yeah.
What do you dance to that's out right now?
Well, I still listen to disco, but I listen to a lot of new bands like Metric. There's bands like MGMT. There's all kinds of new bands that are using synths and the big 80s drum kick that kept people going back then, and keeps them going now too.
So if music is cyclical, is it only a matter of time before hair metal is big and popular again?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, I think so. Things are cyclical. I mean, when my first records came out, they didn't even come out on CD, so things are changing all the time in this business, but it's
But what is it about I mean, we make a lot of fun about 80s music. I mean, but it seems to hold up really better than a lot of music.
Well,
on a
like I
road
said,
trip, nothing better to listen to.
yeah, like I say, it's like disco too. I mean, people need to dance. You know, there's always going to be 70s disco nights and 80s disco nights, but I don't think there'll be too many 90s nights in the clubs. You know, it's a dance music. People want to dance.
So where are you performing next?
Lee's Palace tonight.
Nice.
Lee's Palace tonight. You can see Men Without Hats as they tour their new record. Ivan Doroschuk, just great to have you on the show this morning. Thank you
Thanks
so
for having
much
me.
for coming.
Yep.